Not to say there won't be further moves, but the bulk of it, obviously, long in the books, drafts in the books. Let's take a look. Instead of a way too early 53-man roster projection, it's more of a early starting lineup projection. And as I was going through it, I realized that when you count the rookies and the free agents, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you count specialists and returners, 6, 7 new faces, Zach, in the starting lineups. And it's interesting because if you think back to what the Broncos lost in free agency, you really think about Javonte, you think about maybe Cody Barton, but you also got to remember that you lost Tremont Smith, who was one of the 2 kick returners, etc. But what do you think? Am I wrong in my projected starting offense as you see it there on screen? Now, keep in mind that's 12 players. I know that 11 guys obviously are on the field at one time, but I include the fullback there for certain base packages, right? So you tell me if I got anything wrong.
No, the only nit you can possibly pick is maybe Tim Bryant starts off as the number 3 guy or is in that role.
Dude, Freudian. Lineup. Think about how Freudian that slip was. Tim Bryant.
Pat Bryant.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, there are a lot of similarities in their game as well. You know, we talk about Bryant Sutton, also Zach, Timmy P, and Bryant.
Yeah, so he's the only question mark there. Other than that, Chad, I mean, maybe you can argue Audric Estime at running back, but you don't spend a high second-round pick on a rookie like R.J. Harvey and not make him the starter. So I think you're correct here.
So what I've got, Bo Nix, obviously, R.J. Harvey, Cortland Sutton as wide receiver, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele, tight end Evan Ingram. Line is pretty self-explanatory. Bowles, Powers, Wattenberg, Miners, McGlinchey, and then, of course, mentioning Michael Burton. But it is interesting, Zach, to think about, well, that third wide receiver spot that I currently have Vele in by virtue of seniority. Really, it's a seniority thing, even though we're talking 1 year. But nevertheless, Pat Bryant, and again, reading Kosmiter's article, talking about him and his strengths and all that stuff, and really helps paint the picture, Zach, on why the Broncos fell in love with Pat Bryant. Again, we know how enamored Sean Payton gets with a certain big body prototype at wide receiver, but really with Bryant, it's not just that he checks from a prototype standpoint a lot of the same boxes as Sutton. What could accelerate his path potentially, maybe not day 1, regular season, week 1, but sooner than you might think to the starting lineup, is that blocking acumen. Because Sutton's a willing blocker. Is he an able blocker? Yeah. Is he like kick butt blocker on the perimeter like Bryant is, or like what's his name, Lil Jordan Humphrey was? No. So that could see Bryant, like you're saying here. That's a good point. Leapfrog Devon Vele in the pecking order.
I think at the very minimum, he already leapfrogged Troy Franklin, because Franklin doesn't play special teams that much, and it's an area that Bryant will shine at, I think, Chad. But yeah, seniority is a good point there, and I think he'll work his way up. And at floor, I mentioned this before, with Bryant, you have Tim Patrick. At ceiling, you have Michael Thomas. Either way, the Broncos are getting a hell of a talent.